doing a puzzle. Except for the pieces, like, you have to, like, make them fit. Um, this is the exciting part. Also, while I do this, I'm going to be a video. It's called Why Did Amazon Get So Big? Um, it's on a channel called The Company Man. If anybody wants to watch it, just let me know and I'll send you a link. I'm waiting for Isaac to get back before I start it because we're going to watch it together. We've been watching a lot of videos about how lots of companies get so big. Right now I'm thinking about where I'm going to put pleats on my skirt so that the waistline of the skirt matches the waistline of the bodice. Because right now it's at about like twice the size. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use elastic for sure. Maybe I'll use 2 pieces of elastic that are like the same width and then just stretch them to fit both parts and then sew those together. I have no idea. Guess I could read the instructions if I really wanted to figure it out. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I heated up some dinner and saved a
Ooh.
little bit for you.
Thanks. I'm trying to hit some of that. This is Amazon Radio Shack.
This is Amazon. But I think Amazon took down Radio Shack.
What? Took down so many.
A bunch of statistics that support that statement, but I don't think we need them. I'm sure we can all agree that they're big and successful. I've covered some, they're a massive threat about every other retailer. We all know them as the online retailer that sells just about everything. But let's remember, like with most businesses, they weren't big when they started. In fact, Amazon famously started in someone's garage. So the question has to be asked, how did Amazon transform from someone selling things out of their garage into the retail giant that we all know today? Now, obviously, there's hundreds or thousands of factors that contributed to their success. Predicting the popularity
It's not like
of
a
the
regular
internet and
garage,
starting
though.
an internet
If
business
that was
in
the
mid-90s,
garage.
for instance,
Yeah.
that was a good move. But there's one specific, something business specific. It doesn't concern warehouse locations or shipping efficiency. This is a strategy we could all implement in our own lives. In the future, honestly, any person or business would be foolish to simply live for today and ignore the future. But Amazon takes this concept to an extreme. I'd like to measure of our success will be the shareholder value we create over the long term. This value will be a direct result of our ability to extend and solidify our current year profitability, greater capital velocity, and correspondingly stronger returns on invested capital. Let's try to translate this a little bit. Amazon's number one goal was market leadership, which means they wanted to sell more books and whatever else online than anyone else. Basically, when people set out to do some online shopping, they wanted Amazon to be everyone's go-to place. Most of the companies out there focus heavily on making money, but Amazon didn't look at it this way. They were patient. They were almost completely unconcerned with these traditional measures of success. Let's look at their income statement from that same year. Their sales totaled $148 million, but those products sold cost them nearly $119 million, leaving them only $29 million in profit. And then, after all their other costs, marketing, product development, everything else, they went into the negative. That year, they sold people millions of dollars worth of merchandise, and they lost money by doing it. And if you looked over to the previous 2 years, you saw that this is nothing. Really, the more sales they made, the more money they lost. But Amazon viewed these numbers as a win. It's exactly what they were trying to do. Remember, I said they didn't care about profit.
No, we don't want to break the mortar small.
What were they doing
Right.
to increase sales? To answer that, I'll take.
Relentlessly. We will continue to focus relentlessly on our customers.
Differently than some companies. I think we just saw that. Accordingly, and then the first bullet point, we will continue to focus relentlessly on our customers, and that's it.
You pronounced it wrong. You're supposed to say it like this.
Relentlessly.
Relentlessly.
Looking online, they have an inherent advantage of convenience, but they didn't rely on that. They made a website that's easy to navigate, developed a system that produces good recommendations, and possibly most important, they kept the prices low. As I showed you, they didn't make a profit. Here's a really simple example. Amazon buys a bunch of books for $10. Most companies would sell it for $15. $2 of it would go toward the other cost, and $3 of it would make it to that net income line. But Amazon figures if they sell it for $12 instead of $15, more people will buy it. And those people will be happier because they paid less money. And because of that, they're going to come back next time. But then consider after that $2 goes toward their other costs, their profit line, well, it suffers. That's what Amazon wanted. Giving the customer was more valuable than that $3 in profit. But it wasn't just their first year in 1997. In fact, the first year of Amazon's existence where they made a profit was in 2003. And even that year wasn't all that impressive. They made a $35 million profit, but they needed $5 billion in sales in order to get it. Now, you might expect that right around this time, though, their profits would start to increase like crazy because, well, they paid their dues. They've survived 6 straight years of losses. They've grown their market share, and now it's time to start charging more, time to start making some money. But that's not the case. Really, Amazon has yet to abandon their strategy. To this day, Amazon doesn't make much money. In their most recent annual report, and every other one, they include a copy of that initial letter to the shareholders that I read from earlier. That was how they went about doing things on day one, and it really hasn't changed. Here's the graph of their revenue from every year. You can see they've been extremely successful in growing their revenue and their market share. This recent article says Amazon is responsible for nearly half of all internet sales in the United States. Just look at that revenue growth. Comparing their most recent year to their first year we looked at, it's literally 920 times higher. With every single year, the revenue is higher than the last. They've always been concerned with their revenue, not their profit, and it shows. Let me show you their profit now. It's practically nothing. Last year, they had 136 billion in sales and only made around 2 billion in profit from it. For every dollar they sold, they made only 1.7 cents. Compare that to Apple last year. They made 21 cents for every dollar in sales. Though I admit that's not a fair comparison. Profit margins for retailers are generally lower. So then compared to Walmart of last year, theirs was 3 cents for every dollar sold, and Target was 4 cents. 1.7 cents compared to 3 or 4 cents doesn't sound like a huge difference, but when it's multiplied by hundreds of billions in sales, well, it's a huge difference. I also want to point out that the 1.7 cents selling their stuff for far more money, but they don't. They still keep it as low as possible in order to get the highest possible revenue and continue growing their market share. But when does it end? When do they finally decide their market share is high enough and it's time to enter low profit mode? Well, I don't know. They're 20 years in on this strategy and have given no indication of ending it anytime soon. Well, you do have to think that it'll happen eventually. I just told you that there's a really good chance that Amazon will one day start making tremendous profits. So is there any way you could benefit from knowing this? The answer is no. You might have thought that this would be the time to invest in some Amazon stock, right before they start making a bunch of money. Well, other people have had that same thought. Everyone seems to believe Amazon when they say it's all about the long term. Investors understand their plan and have seen it working for the past 20 years. As a result, their stock is already very valuable. If you were to go on the show Shark Tank and value your business at over $600 billion, and then tell them last year you had only $2.4 billion in profits, and that was, by the way, your best year, you'd be laughed at. The people watching at home would think you're insane. Look at Walmart. If you wanted to buy Walmart, it would be around half the price of buying Amazon. Yet last year Walmart made 6 times the profit. Just looking at these numbers alone, Amazon is tremendously overpriced. No one should ever buy it. But this is a great example of how you have to look at the full picture. Is Amazon really overpriced? I don't know. I do think that they're building towards something big. And one day when they decide it's time, those profits are going to skyrocket. The bad thing is, there's no telling when that'll be. Maybe in a couple years, maybe in 20
I think they're trying to make a
years,
monopoly.
never. The point I wanted to get through this video is not investing in money. It's the importance of waiting and how making sacrifices now could build something big in the future. Amazon is a perfect example of this. This has been their mentality from Amazon. What are their revenue and their profit numbers going to look like in 2020 or 2030? Are they
I feel
going
like I
to
really
stay
only
the
covered
course?
like one
Or
aspect
will
of their
something major
strategy.
change?
Mhm.
When is the time to finally start focusing on profit? Also,
Yeah, this,
there's so much more to
I wish
talk about
this
when it comes to
channel was more
Amazon.
like the
This
defunct
video
land
is
one.
centered around a
You
very
know?
specific aspect
Yeah.
of the business.
Like this one
Let me
almost
know if
seems
you want
like
me to cover other parts of
they like will do like a mission of truth and like these companies.
Interesting. You know, they're not really like a popular company. They're like behind closed doors.
I remember I went to Pfizer on a school field trip when I was younger. There's just like a way that will tell me channels that are like this.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Well, today we're going to
Let's turn
perform
my hotspot on.
transformation. Now we're going to make my most favorite blogger, YouTuber, beauty guru ever, and of course this is guy. I can tell you honestly, I have been watching that really probably for sure more than 5 years. It's difficult to say for sure because time flies. But anyway, when I started to watch Tati, I haven't even thought about making my own YouTube channel. Really. It's been somewhere in another life, in a previous life, or even two lives ago. And anyway, things are changing, new YouTubers are coming and going, and that stays and she stays in my environment. I don't have to do much there, just take a Barbie doll, say that this is that, and everybody's going to buy it. But anyway, today of course I have to work trying to make this Barbie to look like real Tati. I still have to do quite a lot of work today, so I better stop talking and I start working like always. So today we're going to use for this transformation this Barbie doll. And I
That is
absolutely hate
a
this
ugly dress. Do you see that?
fashionistas Barbie. There's no
Oh my
fashionable,
god.
I like half and half clothing though.
That's not half and half, that's like the
this
fashionista Barbie.
Barbie doll. And for the body, I'm going to use this Barbie made to fitness doll. So let's take these two Barbie dolls and let's put them together and turn them into that. So first of all, I'm going to of course unbox this doll and dress her, remove her makeup, probably remove her hair, but we're going to discuss it in a second. What to do with her hair. So and of course hit the like button if you like my art here on YouTube to support me. So time to start work. I really love the shoes. Most of the fashionistas have really nice stuffed shoes, I think. And the dress, I don't know, it's quite regular. Let's remove it.
See? She even thinks it's okay.
Nice.
Quite regular, she said.
And her hair I'm going to change not just because it's a little bit lighter than Tati's hair, but because of the quality of the hair. Look, it just looks like some sponge. I don't know, let's cut it off. from the body easily because this heat it makes the rubber soft and the head goes easily off. And after this, I can remove the rest of the hair from the inside of the head. I'm going to clean her face with pure acetone, and it seems it's a more recent tone because it already has this new makeup that is extremely difficult to remove. So I will have to rub here for quite a while today. I've decided to use this pretty nylon hair. The color looks perfect to me. It's exactly the same like that. This hair, I think. And it also looks super silky. So let's take my routing tool and let's fill in all these holes in her head. And this is her new hair a couple of hours later. It looks very pretty, I think. So now I'll add tacky glue inside of the head to keep all this hair in place. And then I will let the glue dry for sure for 24 hours. The next day, when the glue got dry, I protected the new hair with kitchen
Oh,
plastic
nice.
and some masking tape. And then I sealed the face
Wait,
with
did
three
you put it
layers of
somewhere else?
Mr. Super Clear seal.
Where did it go?
This is a
Oh,
must. That
but
is
still.
painting those,
Yeah.
at least if you're going to use pencils and pastels in your work, because the sealant makes this smooth rubber surface more matte and even a little bit grainy. So you can draw on it the same like you do it on paper. And then I take a reference picture of Tati and I start drawing the face. I begin with sketching her eyes, eyebrows, nostrils, and lips. And I really like this look with red lips that you can see now in the reference picture. So let's try to recreate it. And I also like that Tati is smiling on this picture because I really want to make her happy, smiling with this gorgeous red lipstick because it really seems like she's going through some challenging times lately. And I would love to support her, to send her love, to send her
Oh my
support
god.
by making
She's
this
the best.
glowing and happy mini Tati doll.
We can someone make a small doll of me smiling whenever I'm sad.
Shadows and highlights using soft pastels, and it's basically the same like contouring and bronzing for those. I work like always layers, and after every step of drawing, I seal my work with the same Mr. Super Clear seal. Like this, I can first of all protect my work, and second of all, I can layer the colors like this and make quite realistic effect. Normally, I draw lashes on my Barbie dolls because the fancies can be too big for their tiny faces. The false lashes I use mostly on Monster High dolls and on other even bigger dolls. But you know which.
What she got in like a fight with James Charles or
Oh god.
something.
Okay, now I'm back happy with the face and we can move on to the body. And I'm going to replace this unbendable fashionista body with this amazing and fully articulated body from this Barbie maker.
It's amazing.
Because
And
with this type of a body, my doll will look
there's some
much
reasons
more
that they
like
have
a
enthusiasm
picture.
for truly together.
This body can just pose like a professional photo. That's why I always replace the stiff bodies with the good ones. So now let's remove it all, the dress, the hat, because I will need just a body. I don't know, it sounds like some pet funny, pet fashion. So now let's sand it slightly with nail buffers to remove the gloss from the surface. And like this the paint will go better on and it will also stay longer. Spray it with a couple of layers of Mr. Super Clear sealant. And then I blush her body with the same soft pastels like I've already used to work on her face. Okay, now the face and the body color look kind of the same, and I can move on to the outfit. I want to recreate the status look from her palettes photo shoot. I think she looks so gorgeous and so elegant here. And this look, I don't know, it's also so tatty in some way. It's very classy, very glamorous. So let's make this black silk dress for my mini tatty. And I'm already prepared the fabric. And I'm ready to start sewing it.
Talk this way about real people. Isaac, do you think you could use your knowledge and experience with studying and looking things up online to find an answer for me?
Well, yes. I have certification for Googling.
Great. Wow, I'm so lucky to hear on someone that's
Here
not
on the
only so
shoulder
skilled
study
and
has
smart, but
some
also
sort
working
of a
out.
silver
Um,
string. So I'm going to use
Tell me the
this
just tell me the magic
pull down.
word.
What is soaking something with hydrogen peroxide a valid way of sanitizing it in the context of like face masks?
Looks like you can. I would say a fabric.
Yeah.
They're mostly listing more solid things. Like, so it definitely will disinfect it, but is it okay on fabric? Just hydrogen. peroxide, damage fabric.
Oh no, it doesn't damage fabric. I've used hydrogen peroxide to clean fabric.
Okay, then I think that it should be
So
okay,
this
it's
is
not
how
dangerous.
now white
I'm not positive, I haven't tried it.
and I want to complete this look with this pair of black shoes, and I think they're quite a tight style. Okay, now and for this I will start with making a packaging using my favorite wood. And also a piece of fabric to connect the front and the back parts of the palette to be able to open it. And this gray one is a regular warbler, and the thin white pieces are the sticky warbler. I will need it to glue the fabric to the normal warbler.
Looks like it'll be okay to use hydrogen peroxide.
To say honest, I have
But no one's like
tried this
recommending that
palette
as like
yet,
the
you know,
first
because
choice
the
best
Belgian
practice.
packs, I cannot
What's the
really
best way to
order things
sanitize
from the
wash?
States. Otherwise, I'm going to
UV
pay at
lights.
least double.
Okay,
So I'm
yeah,
kind
let me
of
just go
hoping
get my
that some
UV
Like,
lights out
I
of my
don't know.
fucking
start
pantry.
selling it or something
Okay.
like this, and I don't have to pay the tax. But I don't know, maybe I just have to order it from the States. Because I would definitely love to try this palette because many people put it with their favorites in the end of the 2019. So I kind of expect it to be a really good one. So this is what we've got, and now let's paint it with black acrylic.
The precision.
Jesus Christ.
I cut out a mirror out of a foiled carton and I glued it to the inner part of the panel. Okay, now we make the eyeshadows and we can create 6 different shades in 4 different textures. The first 2 rows are filled in with regular acrylics, and later we will add attach a very fine glitter to the second row where supposed to be the eyeshadows with the sequins finish. And the last 2 rows I'm going to fill in with metallic seeds. They're actually meant to be used on fabric, but I don't really think it will be a problem. This is probably how to make fake versions of famous palettes in China.
Jay.
My god, what? She really just said that. I mean, guess.
And here's our mini version of Sandy's Textured Neutrals Volume 1. Looks super adorable, I think. And now I'm going to apply the same paint, all the 24 shades, to the doll's art. Because you see on this promo campaign pictures that it has swatches on her art. So let's watch these acrylics on my doll as well. Okay, I think we're done with the accessories and now it's time to style my doll's hair. And today we're going of course for a lot of volume and for some glamorous curls. the hairstyle looks very good, I think. So now I can finally attach the bald lashes and add those varnish on the horizon lips. These lashes are low temperature resistant, so I always glue them in the very end. Otherwise, they would not survive the hot air of my hair dryer.
I figured out how I'm gonna attach the bottom to the top.
Nice.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the lining and the skirt together, and then I'm gonna put elastic on it,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna put the bodice inside of it and sew the bodice.
This is probably the final step of our makeover today. So after this, we'll finally take a look at the end result picture. The color. I don't know, I think she looks absolutely gorgeous. And of course, I'm especially proud of the palette. You know, I love making tiny things, tiny accessories for my dolls out of thermoplastic, like shoes, bags. And this is finally my first makeup palette. I really love makeup. I have a pretty decent collection of it here in my house. And I watch really quite a lot of makeup reviews. They really, in some way, calm me down. Even my favorite ASMR videos are about makeup. So I'm very happy I've made my favorite YouTubers, not just in beauty, but overall. I could for sure discover a couple of new names, a couple of new channels, and also, guys, please help me to reach 30 and to show this doll and this video to her. I'm sure it must be possible, and I would be very excited and very thankful if she could see my work. I don't know, maybe I should send this note to her. What do you think, guys? I think I definitely should. So, and that was my little transformation of the week. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed it today. And if so, please don't forget to support my art on YouTube with your likes. And of course, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button, and I will see you very soon, next week Friday, my new story page. Love you. Bye. And welcome back to my studio. Well, if you follow my channel already for a while, then you know probably that I really love making Disney prints.
Toyota's family sketches. Toyota's family stretches to every corner of this country. I think it's a tongue twister. Toyota's family stretches from every corner of this to every corner of this country.
Toyota's
Toyota.
famous.
Toyota. Corno.
Toyota.
Toyota Corona.
They say their core customer base is ages 3 to 12, but I think it's safe to say that they have their fair share of adults coming in to build their bears too. I mean, how can you dislike a teddy bear?
You think of the history of Build-A-Bear?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just fucking bored. This came up. I don't know what else to watch.
You're good. Oh, I think I'm gonna upstairs and record some stuff.
I think the first time I felt my childhood ending, like in a substantial way, was also the last time I went to Build-A-Bear.
Exactly what it sounds like. 7 years old,
Oh.
Build-A-Bear for $7. It's a good deal. It's so good, and so many people showed up.
I'm so hungry. Are you hungry?
Yeah, I was gonna just eat all the leftovers. What are you feeling? What are you feeling?
I don't know. It's just sandwiches.
You think about food?
Yeah, I might make a sandwich if you don't want to have a breakfast.
Hmm. I don't know if I'm personally ready yet.
That's fair.
I'll make a sandwich now and I'll make you like a brunch a little later on.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
She was the perfect person to start a company with. She had decades of applicable experience. May Department Stores was a company that owned a ton of department stores. Notably, they
I'll be upstairs for a little while and then I'll come down and make breakfast.
Great.
before that, in 1971,
I hate wearing my pajama pants.
You hate wearing them?
Huh?
You hate wearing them?
No, I said you're wearing them.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. I know.
In 1992, she was named the president of Payless and held that position for the next 4 years. Then in 1996, the year Payless left May Department Stores to be spun off into its own company, Maxine resigned with the intention of starting her own company. The way she told me is she was out one day with her friend's 2 kids looking to buy some beanie babies to add to the collection. This was 1996. In trouble finding a new one, they had suggested that they make their own. I guess that sparked something in her, and it gave her the idea for the new business. She then put together an advisory board of 20 children, presented the idea to them along with a couple others. This was the one that they liked the most. Once she had the confidence that there was a market for a Build-A-Bear workshop, she took some risks by going all in on the idea without much hesitation. She took $750,000 for her retirement savings, secured a line of credit with her house as collateral, and used it all to open the first Build-A-Bear workshop in a mall in St. Louis. Very quickly, the concept attracted some majors, and the solid foundation made it easy enough to find some early investors. It provided enough funding to open a second location near Kansas City, Missouri, and 2 locations in the Chicago area all within the next year. It really just took off from there. That's the story as it's commonly reported. It's the one that's been promoted by the company over the years, and it's consistent with the one that Maxine tells herself. But part of it is in question, and I have to admit, I have my own doubts. When we came to my dad's reasons for their success, so let me explain. I have to be careful the way I say this, but this version really implies that Maxine invented the idea of the store for at the very least, if it did already exist, she was unaware of it. Well, the Woods family, founders of the basic brown bear factory in 1985, disagreed. See, not long before Maxine opened that first Build-A-Bear workshop, she contacted the Wood family about potentially buying their business. During their communication, sensitive information and trade secrets with an agreement that they would remain confidential. Eventually, Maxine gave them an shop where you can go in and steal your own bear. Well, obviously, it's meant for kids. They say their core customer base is ages 3 to 12, but I think it's safe to say that they have a fair share of adults coming in to build their bears too. I mean, how can you dislike a teddy bear? I'm going to tell you, this video is going to have a strange tone. There's a lot to say about this company. It's going to be a weird mix of cheerful and depressing. Some of it is not what you would expect, and some of it is. Like this, you know, I have to mention it. It's going to be the thing with the most
Cardboard knife and cheese plate that match. Got these off of the street. We're leaned up against a tree. Using quite a bit.
I want to explore why this company is successful while talking about some unique and potentially shady things that they've done over the years. The main person behind Build-A-Bear Workshop is a woman named Maxine Plum. She started the company back in 1996 and served until 2013. The first reason is the why they've been successful over the years is this good leadership. I mean, she was the perfect person to start a company. She had decades of applicable experience. Department stores was a company that owned a ton of department stores. Notably, they acquired Fela shoe stores in 1979. But before that, in 1971, straight out of college, Maxine started working for the corporate end of one of their many stores and actually stayed with the company for the next 25 years. She left the department stores to be spun off into its own company. Maxine resigned with the intention of starting her own company. The way she told it is she was out one day with her friend's 2 kids looking to buy some beanie babies to add to their collection. This was 1996, and trouble finding a new one, they had suggested that they make their own. You can see where this is going. I guess that sparked something in her head, and it gave her the idea for the new business. She then put together an advisory board. She took some risks by coming all in on the idea without much hesitation. She took $750,000 from her retirement savings, secured a line of credit with her house as collateral, and used it all to open the first Build-A-Bear Workshop in a mall in St. Louis. Very cool. The concept attracted some major teams, and the solid foundation made it easy enough to find some early investors. They provided enough money to open a second location near Kansas City, Missouri, and 2 locations in the Chicago area, all within the next year. My own doubts. Lead me into my next reason for their success.
The first FDA-approved medication of its kind, Tremfya can help adults with moderate to severe skin psoriasis uncover clear skin that can last, and most patients suffer with cure skin.
I have to be careful with disagree. See, not long before Maxine opened that first Build-A-Bear Workshop, she contacted the Wood with agreement that they would remain confidential. Eventually, Maxine gave them an offer that the Wood family considered to be unreasonably low. Once they declined it, Maxine didn't seem to show it, but it is reasonable to suspect that she never had any intention of buying the business. She simply acted like it so she could learn things from them to start her own business. I realized that would be a serious accusation, but then here's how merrily and Eric Woods fell. In 1999, Gurley said, I feel a little picked apart. We got a big national with feeling like big stuff. And another layer to this, basic brown bear factory was based in location very close to a Fila shoe store. I don't know for sure how to look at it. It could be possible that seeing that store is where she got the idea. In 2001, the whole situation was sold out of court a long time confidential sale. So it's hard to say what was actually going on. It really just comes down to whatever party you like most. Maxine seems to be very careful to explicitly say she did not invent the concept of the store, but some of her things anyway, particularly in differences like this one. Currently on the Build-A-Bear website, Maxine envisioned an interactive retail destination where kids could make personalized furry friends. She ultimately created something that is now called experiential retail, which is fundamentally Build-A-Bear has always been a great place to do. In the late 1990s, when they were still new, their reputation in the industry was beautiful. The criticism is that any company that would do anything even remotely similar to them threatened with lawsuits. They had hundreds of patents and trademarks for every little thing they could, down to the stitching of the bears themselves. Working competitively, basically tried to shut them down. That their packaging or layout or whatever it was too similar to theirs. Again, I just keep saying this, whether it's reasonable or within their rights, you would have to investigate on a case-by-case basis, and I'm sure there's two sides to it, but my perception is that it's generally believed within the industry and they use this as a way to take out their competitors early on. And that's actually my second reason for their success. They've effectively eliminated their competition, even if it was all justified and legal. The fact is, they have no direct competition. Straight from their 2018 annual report, they say the Build-A-Bear Workshop store experience is a distinctive combination of entertainment and retail with limited direct competition. They say that they have retail competition with other toy stores, toy brands, retailer networks. They also have entertainment competition with family-friendly providers, movie theaters, or arcades. But nothing significant overlaps with both of them. Actually, this blends together, but I don't think that entertainment aspect is the next reason for their success. Retailing is entertainment. When customers have fun, they spend more money. That is something that the CTO of May department stores told Maxine early on that she actually used as a principle for Build-A-Bear. Not just buying a product, you're buying an experience. And customers are willing to pay significantly more than they would for a traditional teddy bear. That idea, combined with the nature of the products themselves, has helped them realize some high gross profit margins. Meaning they typically keep 40 to 50% of the money they make from each sale. I'm talking about why they're successful. They are overall. When you consider that they're a well-known multi-million-dollar company with hundreds of locations across the country and even some franchised internationally, but they do have a lot of ups and downs. I'd say more down at the moment. One of the ways they're working on it is to lean into that entertainment aspect. They traditionally place their stores in malls, but in general, malls aren't doing well. So they're taking the opportunity to place new locations near and inside family vacation destinations such as Great Wolf Lodge. Another reason for their success is paraphernalia. I am glad I got cheesed at. That word describes all of the toys and accessories that they sell for the bears, and it works in two ways. The more obvious one is they charge $8 for the world's smallest hoodie. The other one is the fact that buy the world's smallest hoodie. And who knows what else you'll walk out with at that point. Giving people that reason to come back is a perfect way to build a loyal repeat. Except that this tiny niche uniform costs $16, and this Darth Vader bear is one of the most adorable things you've ever seen. Next up is their infant. This has to be the most caring, child-friendly, colorful place that you have ever seen. I argue that it's a little overboard, if anything, but they don't mind it. They refer to Maxine Clark as their chief executive. Practically eliminate a few of these steps, specifically pug feet. I just think that one's funny because you can easily make that part of the stuff of these steps. But then, then the list would be a little less friendly. It's also my suspicion, and that's why they feel it's so important to promote such a wholesome origin story, which may not be completely true. Personal connection would be another reason. Talking about between the child and the stuffed animal. Just going back to the steps, they made it their own. They added the sound, the color, they give that special art. Personally created with love and care, that bear becomes far more important to them they could buy pre-made. I feel like this one's more me, so I'll just leave it at that. And of course, we can keep going, but I feel I covered the most important ones that have had the biggest impact on the company. Let me know in the comments. Does my list just about cover it, or do you think there's other reasons behind their success? Do you know that big container of the fluff that they put in the middle of the store? That is iconic and pleasant to look at for some reason. Maybe you think that deserves to be on the list. Also, what do you think of Build-A-Bear overall? Did you like it as a kid? Do your kids like it? Maybe you were part of that pay-your-age disaster, which would not have been good. What's your perception? And has it changed after watching this video? I presented a few controversies that I don't think are too widely known. I did my best to handle it with care because, again, I don't know the real story. I'm just presenting what people say, and I guess it's up to you to look further into it and choose what to believe. So any thoughts you have about any of it, leave in the comments. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Thank you for watching.
Living with schizophrenia, people wonder if I'm able to help socialize. They think I can't hang out with my friends, but I can.
All cable companies, they're, look, I know I'm generalizing here, but nobody likes them, right? There's something called the American Consumer Satisfaction Index. Each year they survey thousands of people about how satisfied they are with different products and companies. The actual results get a little complex, but usually the lowest rated industries tend to be the cable companies and the internet providers. I don't think anyone is shocked by those results. People just don't care much for cable companies. They sneak those hidden fees into your bill, at least in the recent years, is Comcast. Those surveys tend to place Comcast toward the bottom of those cable and internet companies. That's pretty bad. When you're the most disliked part of an already disliked industry, the Consumerist was a website that used to do this tournament-style voting competition to determine the worst company in America. In 2010, Comcast won the title, and then in 2014, they reclaimed their title. In fact, I'd say the hatred for Comcast was at an even today. I'm guessing many of you still dislike them, so let me try to identify why. To be the largest cable company in the United States. I actually want to make a video one day focusing on how Comcast is bigger than many people realize. But for now, I'll just give you a few numbers focusing on their cable communications. These should help give you an idea of their reach. Their internet service is a all of those numbers add up to what it is. You know, how they always get you to sign up for more with this bundle pricing. It's effective though. Their average monthly revenue per customer is over $150, meaning 28 million customers pay Comcast an average of $150 every month, which totals to over $1 billion a year. Now, that's the crazy part. We all dislike Comcast, yet we pay them more than $50 billion every year. Because honestly, to deal with Comcast, are you familiar with cable franchise fees? That's the core of it. Simply put, if a cable company like Comcast wants to provide cable in your home, you pay us $1.50 for every customer. The amounts vary, of course, but it has to be lower than 5% of your total revenue. So after the deal is made, Comcast is free to provide cable to the residents of that city at any price they want, but they're always sure to tag on that $1.50 franchise fee. Have you ever seen that franchise fee on your cable bill? It's usually listed there. Every year, those franchise fees total to about $1.5 billion for Comcast, which is about half of the industry's total payments of $3 billion. Then I'm a little sketchy on this part, so it's not confirmed, but there's a bit of an unspoken agreement between the competitors to respect each other's territory. So that's how you end up with all these little denominations. The city government effectively acts as the bouncer outside of the nightclub, and they determine who to let in, and as a customer, you're reliant on those decisions. The system results in the lack of competition within that area. It's never good for the customer because it takes away all of our power. Comcast doesn't have to compete on speed or price or customer service because, again, what else are you going to do? In 2014, their hatred level was hitting all-time highs, in part attempted acquisition of Time Warner Cable. I already expressed how large Comcast is, and they were smaller in 2014. This would have been a huge push forward. It was a $45 million deal. It was really looking like it was going to happen. Both Time Warner and Comcast approved of it. It was opposed by just about everyone else. The public spoke out about it. Other companies in the industry didn't like it. The Department of Justice didn't seem to care for it either. The reason for the opposition was pretty about this, everyone felt Comcast was already too big just to make them one company. Would have accounted for 57% of the market and almost 30% of the television services. They spent about a year getting approval until finally, in early 2015, it was looking like the Department of Justice was going to block the deal. So instead of continuing to fight it, they decided to walk away. It never ended up happening. But things were getting pretty heated there for a while. So those are my reasons. When it comes down to it, Comcast is a large, powerful company, and the system that's in place almost forces us to deal with them while giving them even more power. The biggest, most noticeable effect of all of this, from the customer's perspective, is more service. So the big example, customers get treated terribly by Comcast. Some of them are almost unbelievable. So I chose a few of them to highlight. Now, I should make it clear that these are some more extreme, specific examples, so I wouldn't expect you to have the same experience. They are real and do show how powerful this company has been represented at times. These are so unbelievable. They actually get to deal with one. Probably the most famous one was from Ryan Moore. This one was so bad that it actually made headlines. Well, Comcast told them that he wanted to cancel his service. The representative simply did not allow him to cancel his service, insisting that he give reasons for the cancellation. Let him cancel the service. There is a clip of the second half of the conversation, but I want to warn you that it is very aggravating to listen to because that representative is just ridiculous the entire time. And then, meanwhile, Ryan, the caller, stays calm. My favorite part of it is when he says, "This phone call is a really, actually amazing representative example of why I don't want to stay with Comcast." I wish I could say that this was an isolated incident, but based on the public's response to the call, I don't think this sort of thing was terribly uncommon. From what I hear, the employees are pressured pretty heavily to retain the customer. Aaron Span. This one was really disrespectful. It happened only 1 month later. He called Comcast customer service and was put on hold for over 3 hours. He then learned the office on the other end of the call had closed while he was on hold. So apparently everyone there just left without telling him. The final one is my favorite because it's the most innocent. Wait till you hear about Gary O'Reilly. He moved into a new home near Chicago with his pregnant wife and 2-year-old son. One of the first things he did when he moved in was order an entire package from Comcast. That the internet, cable, even an alarm system, and a digital thermostat. With everything he purchased, you would expect that he would be a valued customer to them. They came out, spent 8 hours installing everything, and just hours after they left, the thermostat was malfunctioning. The digital one too, so he couldn't control it, and the house was freezing. Comcast left him hanging there in the cold for a few days before finally coming out to replace it. Then, once it was replaced, they sent him a bill for the new thermostat. Obviously, he shouldn't have to pay for the faulty thermostat that they gave him. So he claims he spent 8 to 10 hours arguing with customer service before finally getting it removed from his bill. He keeps going. About a month later,
Cookie.
the second thermostat stopped working, and the whole thing happened a second time. They replaced it, they sent him a bill for it, and he had to spend hours on customer service trying to get that charge removed. So he's now up to his third thermostat, which was also faulty because he said he had to replace the batteries in it multiple times a week. When he told Comcast about it, he basically ignored him. He said just keep replacing the batteries. And as you can imagine, the third thermostat stopped working and had to be replaced with a fourth thermostat, which after a couple months stopped working too. I have to give credit to him because he hung in there way longer than I would. At this point, he finally said just forget it and canceled the whole thing. It's still not over because once he canceled the service, they sent him a bill for a $1,000 cancellation fee. He used to pay that bill, so it ultimately made his credit score drop 150 points and made it difficult for him to refinance his house. Oh my gosh, Comcast was ruining his life. All these examples sound so unreal. Oh, another thing that's hard to believe. I'll be careful how I say this, but there are multiple separate instances of Comcast customers receiving their bill with their name replaced by an explicit insult. I'm talking about their actual name on the bill being replaced. No, that sounds unreal, but there are 4 confirmed instances that I've come across, and I have to assume more that weren't publicly revealed. What? That's all I can say. What? There are countless stories like this. These were just a few that stood out to me. Interesting coincidence, though, is everyone that I just mentioned happened in 2014, same year as their attempted Time Warner acquisition and their second worst company in America title. The following year did recognize how terrible the service had gotten and put together a plan to improve things. It involved hiring 5,500 customer service agents, opening new customer support centers, changing a few of their policies, and being more transparent with their pricing. It appears to have helped somewhat. I still don't think Comcast is very well liked, but things have gotten a little better. Let me know in the comments. How do you feel about Comcast? And has that feeling changed over time? I don't think I have to point out that this is not a complete list of reasons people hate Comcast, but it does touch on the bigger ones. So if you have more to add, I'd love to hear them. In fact, I'm curious to hear if you have any of those crazy stories to share, whether it happened to you personally or if you heard it from somewhere else. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Thank you for watching. Mention Kmart shoppers. Everyone think back to the last time you enjoyed Kmart. Chances are it wasn't a great experience, or it was well over a decade's attention Kmart shoppers. It was associated with their blue light special, which was a really cool idea for its time. At random moments, the store would light up a police car type light and announce a discount for a special item. People would just hang around the store waiting for the announcement. It kept people in their store longer. It allowed them to push the merchandise they wanted to move, and it did wonders in getting the Kmart name and image in everyone's heads. I would say the idea was genius and a huge success. But this isn't the case anymore. Nobody's hanging around at Kmart waiting for the blue light special announcement. Does Kmart even still run the blue light specials anymore? You don't know, do you? Kmart went from being the #2 retail store and everyone's go-to place to what we have today. So, what happened? The man who started the Kmart company was named Sebastian S. Kresge. He started the company at the end of the 19th century. In the beginning, there were stores that sold products for 5 and 10 cents, which was cheap even for the 19th century. The stores were named after the founder and called Kresge. It wasn't until 1962 when the actual first Kmart opened. It was in Garden City, Michigan. Interesting thing about this first location, it closed in 2017.
Jack Kerstetter is the chair for the Garden City Historical Commission. It doesn't come as a surprise to Jack. He's not.
The Kmart stores expanded rapidly, and by 1977 they were responsible for almost all of Kresge Company sales, which made the company change its official name to the Kmart Corporation. By the late 1980s, the company consisted solely of Kmart's. In 1990, the Kmart logo that we are more familiar with today came to be. Soon after, they opened Super Kmart's and Big Kmart's. It was also around this time period when Kmart made some big acquisitions. In 1990, they bought the Sports Authority and 22% of OfficeMax. In 1991, they increased their ownership of OfficeMax to 90%, and in 1992, they bought Borders Bookstores. Though Kmart quickly sold most of its investments by 1995, in 2002, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That's the reorganization kind, where the company continues to exist. Well, obviously. In 2004, Kmart Holdings Corporation became Sears Holdings Corporation. It sounds like Sears purchased Kmart, but it was actually the other way around. Kmart acquired Sears, but still called it Sears Holding Corporation. The corporate headquarters moved to Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Before 1990, these were the two largest retailers in the United States. The fact that they were even able to merge like this without government intervention in 2004 speaks to their decline over those 14 years. Another thing that speaks to the decline of Kmart over that time period is the new logo they adopted during the merger. It's this. This is their current logo, one that's been used for the past 13 years. But this logo is still more familiar to you, isn't it? Shouldn't the current logo be the one everyone's more familiar with? That brings us to 2017. The company uses this logo and still operates stores all over the world. So, what happened to the company? First, let's take a look at the financial state of the company. I know that looking at financial statements and SEC filings could be boring, but I already looked through them and pulled out some of the more interesting parts. Stick with me, these numbers tell a story. Obviously, there were problems even before the merger, enough to file bankruptcy in 2003 and to motivate them into the Sears merger soon after. But believe it or not, the real problems hadn't even started yet. I want to look at them starting in 2006. Kmart and Sears are now one company, so it's hard to separate Kmart from Sears at times. But here is a chart of the number of Kmart stores from 2006 to today. And as a result of the number of stores being cut nearly in half over this time period, here's their revenue every year since 2006. It's been lower every year, and today it's well under half of what it was in 2006. The revenue isn't just decreasing because of the reduced number of stores. Each store on average is earning less as well. This is trouble. 11 years of contraction, apparently. Yeah, so from the time of 1999 to 2006, huge decline. The time from 2006 to today, huge decline. What this is. It's used by almost all creditors. They want the company to have low debt and high equity. Therefore, you generally want this number to be low. It varies in different industries, but a number below 2 is generally considered pretty good. So high numbers mean too much debt. If you didn't follow that, just know that high numbers mean the company... See, this is the issue. For 3 years, it went up. So high that I would guess that most creditors wouldn't want to touch this company. Remember, we want numbers around 2 or lower. We're up to 7.4. Then the next 3 years. So it turned negative. What happened? What happened is the company started having negative equity. There's another phrase that doesn't sound good. Negative equity? Well, it's as bad as it sounds. The company does not have enough money to pay off their debts. How it works is when most companies go out of business, they liquidate all their assets, take all their money from that, and pay off any outstanding debts, and then pocket the rest. If Kmart were to go out of business, they would sell all their assets, then go to pay off all their debts and find out they don't have enough to do it. And also there'd be nothing left to pocket. Just for a second, pretend your job is to decide if companies are approved for loans or not. You start reviewing Kmart and learn that they can't even pay off their existing loans. Would you grant them a new loan? This is why Kmart's struggling to get money. Here's their debt to equity ratio compared to that of Target and Walmart. I compare them to Target and Walmart because Kmart themselves mention them as big competitors in their annual report, and I think we could all agree these are probably the two largest nationwide competitors. When we compare these numbers, Target and Walmart are actually comparable, but then Kmart is just kind of off the charts. We could take a look at their net income as well, because that's the bottom line, right? Well, it's bad. as we would expect, and actually negative since 2011, which is connected to their negative equity. I know we hear a lot of things on the news, like Kmart reported negative earnings for the sixth consecutive year, and we all just overlook it and think, oh, bad news for Kmart. Well, this is really bad. This is the kind of stuff that almost certainly leads to the death of a company. This stuff makes people surprised that they still exist at all. Here's a statement from a recent SEC filing from Kmart themselves. It says, our historical operating results indicate substantial doubt exists related to the company's ability to continue as a going concern. The company themselves doubts that they can continue to exist based on these kind of numbers. Kmart is soon going to be gone. Sears as well. These stores are hanging on by a thread. I can't put a time period on it, but if you ever want to visit one of these stores again, I suggest you do it soon. So, what happened to Kmart? I'm actually going to answer it this time. It can all be brought back to one thing. People don't want to go to Kmart anymore. Back in the day, if you needed to run out and get an ingredient for a recipe, there's a good chance you would go straight to Kmart. If you wanted to make a major purchase, perhaps a new TV or a new kitchen set, Kmart would be the first place to look. But this isn't the case. Anymore. Now, if we need that ingredient, we'll go out to Walmart or the local grocery store. For bigger purchases, we'll go to places like Home Depot or Best Buy, or we go straight to the internet. The internet is killing them all, but people still go to stores all the time. If I want to do some grocery shopping, I'm not going online, I'm going to the store. But I'm not going to a Kmart store. Honestly, I don't even like being in a Kmart. It feels depressing. Walking into Kmart is like walking into a time machine. Seriously, if you want a blast from the past and want to feel like you're shopping in 1994, go to a Kmart. They've not updated the look or feel of their stores. As I showed you, they don't have any money to do it either. But maybe back when it was the 90s, they should have put some more focus into updating their stores and investing in themselves rather than purchasing other companies. They lost touch with the customer. They stopped caring about them. The registers they use can't be seen anywhere else. Forget touchscreens, they still use monitors with an 8-inch screen that only displays green text. As you can imagine, these registers aren't quite as fast and leave customers waiting in line more than twice as long as any other store. This brings me to another issue, the talent working the register. No offense if you work at Kmart, but you should quickly start looking for employment elsewhere. A question for anyone out there who works at Walmart or Target or somewhere like this. Would you quit your job if given a job offer to work at a Kmart? Well, I certainly hope not. I hate to say it, but this leaves Kmart with people that the other stores have refused. And this isn't just the cashiers and workers in the stores. This goes all the way up to corporate. Do you think any executives from those same stores want to leave their positions to work at Kmart? They would have to pay really well. And as we saw, they can't afford to pay really well. Now, this issue is the result of a spiral. It didn't start the problem, but it just adds to it. What does Kmart have to offer? I'd like to know. What do they have to offer? Give me a reason I would go there over their competitors. The prices aren't any better than most stores. The environment is worse. The employees are generally worse to deal with. It takes longer. They have some exclusive products like the Martha Stewart collection, but Martha Stewart needs to have some pretty phenomenal products for me to go to Kmart to get them. So what happened to Kmart? The customer failed to come first, and the customer left. In 1990, Walmart passed Kmart to be the second largest retailer, and over the last 17 years it left them in the dust. I do remember going to Kmart when I was younger. I'm not going to lie and say it was a magical experience and the highlight of my week. I remember it as just being another store. There wasn't much that stood out about it, but it was the place to go when you needed to buy stuff. Some people remember the stores being fantastic. The blue light specials were great, and when they said attention Kmart shoppers, it was exciting. But even many of these people have given up on the store. They've lost their loyalist of customers. The Kmart that they remember doesn't exist anymore, and probably won't even exist in this capacity for much longer. Here's a statement I pulled from Kmart's 2006 annual report. It says, "Our success depends on our ability to differentiate ourselves from our competitors with respect to shopping convenience, a quality assortment of available merchandise, and superior customer service." In the end, I'm not so sure they followed this.